Creating sentences with relative clauses. Mastering intermediate grammar. Welcome to our English language learning video on creating sentences with relative clauses. In this lesson, we will dive into the fascinating world of relative clauses, an essential aspect of intermediate grammar. By the end of this video, you will have a solid understanding of how to construct sentences using relative clauses confidently. So, let's get started. Before we jump into creating sentences with relative clauses, let's first understand what they are. Relative clauses are dependent clauses that provide additional information about a noun in the main clause. They begin with a relative pronoun, such as who, whom, whose, which, or that, or a relative adverb, such as when, where, or why. By using relative clauses, we can add more details and make our sentences more descriptive and engaging. To illustrate this, let's consider a simple example. Main clause, John is the man. Relative clause, who helped me yesterday. Now, let's combine these two clauses using a relative pronoun. Combined sentence, John, who helped me yesterday, is the man. As you can see, the relative clause, who helped me yesterday, provides additional information about John, making the sentence more informative. To create sentences with relative clauses, it's crucial to follow a few rules. Let's explore these rules step by step. Rule 1. Choose the appropriate relative pronoun. The choice of relative pronoun depends on the role it plays within the relative clause and the noun it refers to in the main clause. Here are some common relative pronouns and their usage. Who, used for people. Whom, used for people, object form. Whose, used to show possession. Which, used for things and animals. That, used for both people and things. More commonly used in informal English. Remember, the relative pronoun should agree in gender and number with the noun it refers to. Rule 2. Positioning of the relative clause. The relative clause is usually placed immediately after the noun it modifies. However, it can also be placed at the end of a sentence, depending on the emphasis and clarity you want to achieve. Rule 3. Omitting the relative pronoun. In some cases, we can omit the relative pronoun in a sentence. This happens when the pronoun is the object of the relative clause, and it is followed by a verb. Let's look at an example. Main clause. The book that I read was fascinating. In this sentence, we can omit the relative pronoun, that, without changing the meaning. Now, let's practice creating sentences with relative clauses together. I'll provide you with a few prompts, and you can try constructing sentences using relative clauses based on the given information. Prompt 1. The dog. It lives next door. Possible sentence. The dog that lives next door is very friendly. Prompt 2. The movie. I watched it last night. Possible sentence. The movie that I watched last night was incredibly entertaining. Prompt 3. The woman. She won the award. Possible sentence. The woman who won the award is my neighbor. Remember to pay attention to the relative pronouns, positioning, and the omission of the pronoun when constructing your sentences. Congratulations! You've successfully completed this English language learning video on creating